My heart's about to beat itself right out of my body. Took the same one way always, and it has got me. Self-deprecating, single-mindedness. Fire on fire, what kind of war is this? Caught in the corner of a crossfire, nothing can pass that star's fire. To sell your soul as he sells his name, the puppeteer's hands in him and say, whoa, whoa.
All right. I think, I don't know if we're recording or not. Can you hear? Do you have that on? Okay. Why don't I hear anything?
Hey.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
Yeah.
I had to wait for the I had to wait for the audio to kick
Are you getting
back
anything
in.
out of mine?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got you, and
We are all in.
we're all in. We're,
Going through a scarlet.
You're in this.
yeah. We speak one more time. Hello. One more time. Hello. No, it's not.
Drummers, man, y'all can mess up a mic.
I'm telling you, man, these things get crazy.
How about now?
There we go. There we go. Okay.
Magic touch.
Sometimes it's in the middle, so it's kind of like it gets
That's your Taylor case, isn't it?
yeah.
So
cool
we might
guitar.
do something after.
So welcome, Mike Lerner, and the Nerve to the GSM podcast. Welcome, guys.
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you.
Yeah, man. Introduce yourself, from I guess we'll go around the table, and we'll start with Mike first with the main guy.
My name is Mike. I sing and play guitar in the band.
All right,
My name's Josh, and I play drums in the band.
sweet.
My name is Brian. I play bass and try to sing backup. And
Try to
varying
sing.
degrees of success.
Awesome, man. Thanks for
Thank you
for
for
being
having
here. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming. We usually just have a conversation. It's just kind of laid back.
So
And
what you want to talk about?
anything, man. Any kind of what I wanted to ask was how'd you guys get started? Like, what was the main thing that you guys brought you together?
Yeah, I think I can speak on this one. So I was in the spring of 2017 getting ready to make what was just going to be my fourth solo album, and I had our who would later become our first drummer, Scott Marshall,
Right.
playing drums on the album, and we hit it off right away, and we started laying some songs down, and we kind of came to the decision that we wanted to make this like a definitively full band project. And we realized that we needed to find a bass player, and Scott had a friend named Brian,
That would be
who,
Right.
that would be Brian Mayer, who he said was really good, a really nice guy, and he thought would be really cool for the band. I met Brian for the first time. Scott introduced us, and we hit it off. And
Do
it
you
was off
remember
from
the
there.
first thing we ever did together? This is like it's like a relationship, and I'm grilling. you.
Right.
Wow.
Do you remember the
Right.
first thing we ever did?
Is it April 23rd? Oh, sorry, that's the anniversary question. That's the anniversary question. I don't remember. I remember one of the first things you said. I don't remember one of the first things we did.
That. What was the first thing?
Well, when we were talking about you joining the band, you, Ever the salesman, said, "I can sound like Garth Brooks when I'm singing." I remember that.
I said I sound like a bad Garth Brooks when I said
Oh,
Back on
No, we
Brooks.
went down to Scott's dad's place. We
That's
rode
right,
Down,
that's
we,
right,
We road
yes.
tripped down. His father had recently passed away, and we went down and viewed his estate, I guess, to get it ready for sale. And that was the first time we all met each other. That was my first time meeting Mike, and that was 3 years ago, 2.5.
Wow.
something like that?
yeah, it was.
Coming up
It's
on 3?
still the first half of 2017.
Yeah. So
Wow.
So
That's a long time.
Yeah, so the
Yep.
band really, fast forwarding, the band really like officially formed in like the summer of 2017. We put our album Old Haunts and New Horizons out a year later in the summer of 2018. We played a little over 50 shows, since the beginning.
Right.
And we're getting ready right now to make our new album, and our drummer Josh, who's been with us since July.
getting closer to 2 years.
Yeah.
June or July,
June or
sometime
June?
in the summer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
June,
Yeah.
summer,
June,
summer
July.
of last year.
Yeah.
Summer of
Yeah.
last year, Josh joined, and you know, he's really added a lot of just good energy
Yeah,
into
he's
the
been a
band.
good find. I'll
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah.
That's
Thanks,
awesome.
guys.
Yeah.
He didn't even pay me to say that. But yeah, Josh is, you know,
No cost for admission.
yeah, Josh has been in the band for a while now, and it's gonna be really cool making this album, particularly because the last album, you know, Brian had made a couple statements on it of his own in terms of his parts, but he's
Right.
gonna have more of a role in it this time than previously, and it'll be Josh's first time on record with the band as well. So
So this is like the first album.
yeah, if you
Right.
want to, yeah,
For
in a
him,
way,
right.
collectively, for the three of us together, it's the first album we've collectively, all three of us made
Yeah,
together.
Right.
even on the last album, I come in at the tail end, so I was very minimally involved for it. So
Right.
this will be the first like collaboration album, I guess you say, with us
Yeah.
three.
For the first time.
And we're also working on getting a fourth person into the band, a second
Oh.
guitar player and backing vocals person, and we're looking to implement that person, you know, pretty near in the future. So that'll be really cool live on record. And,
Awesome. Yeah.
You
just
know,
add a little
yeah.
coolness.
we're really excited, and we've got like a lot of cool stuff coming up this year. The album, we just played UF last month.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be doing some more high-profile shows later this year, and yeah, we're really excited.
Sweet.
Very
Sweet.
cool.
Have you guys thought about doing a live album, or has it something you've been thinking about?
I would love to do that.
I don't
That
know.
would be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can weigh in. It's not something that we talked about a lot, but I think it'd be really cool.
Something different. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because like we have this, I don't want to say Grateful Dead thing going, but we seem to play the songs a little differently every time.
Yeah.
So it would be cool
Yeah.
to capture that in more of an official way, you know.
Yeah.
It's interesting to hear how we play them sometimes.
Right.
We stay pretty much on script, but it gets a little creative sometimes.
So who chose the genre? What was whose choice was that?
I'm gonna say Mike on that.
Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think kind of when writing the songs, I think even though I'm pretty much leading the charge as far as the direction goes, the guys obviously have like their voice in the band in terms of, you know, what they add to it is part of what makes it what it is.
Yeah.
So I think collectively when we all join, you know, we all like, you know, different things and have crossover between those different things, but I think all three of us, you know, have little common musical DNA points that I think contribute to what we sound like. And I think, you know, what that is some combination of, you know, punk rock music that we all like,
Yeah.
you know, singer-songwriter, folk Americana music that, you know, we like a lot, and, you know, kind of just general rock and roll,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
loud, fast
Yeah,
music.
definitely a
you know.
common interest in all that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. You know, like
Yeah.
it's really like a combination of things, like things that are both new and old. You know, things that are loud and fast, soft
Yeah.
and slow. Like I think you know, if we were probably cohesively a punk band, you know, I think there would be a totally different dynamic to
Right.
the way all of us play. And if we were maybe just like a quiet folk band, there would be, you know, the same thing. But because we're not that, I think that, you know, it keeps it really fresh for us.
Mhm.
It keeps it fun, and it gives us room to kind of expand our horizons creatively. Not just myself, but, you know,
Right.
the guys and what they bring to the songs. as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
One of the first things
Yeah.
we ever did,
Yeah.
we all three started playing, was we all come up with a Spotify playlist just for each
Yeah,
other.
yeah.
That's right.
Right.
Like what we we decided to pick what influences me. And
Yeah.
Josh picked what
Get that thing a little
influences me.
closer.
Sorry.
No
And so
problem.
we tried to choose what influenced us and put together a set list, and we just went back and listened to each other's lists, and it gave us an idea of what each person was coming from.
Right.
And they were a lot more similar than I would have thought. A lot of differences, but they were very similar too. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
it kind of gave a good idea of what each person was looking for, or what they grew up on, and what they bring to the table. So
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's a little hard to put it exactly in a box. I think there's a little bit of old fashion rock music and a little bit of new stuff to make the music feel pretty modern. So
Yeah.
I think there's definitely something about the music that could be for everyone, could find something they like about it.
Right. Right. Because if you were like a typical like punk band, you probably
Yeah.
wouldn't look the way you look right now. You'd probably have like the leather jackets and like
Sure,
the,
yeah.
the hair and stuff like that. But what
So
kind
punks
of
with day jobs.
yeah that's during the day.
To Brian's credit, I think he, because obviously being really from that world, we like a lot of bands, and we'll use certain bands as reference points that maybe like we'll get more so than like the person who's not as into punk rock. But
Right.
Brian, to his credit, came up with a pretty cool shorthand to describe us to someone that like the average person.
Yeah.
And
Because
Brian,
people
like,
are always saying,
yeah.
how would you describe your music? So it's a loaded question.
Oh,
so we-
yeah. Yeah.
Brian would usually say it's like Tom Petty meets Green Day, which is kind of like a pretty.
I could hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like
Yeah.
while we think there's elements of like Against Me and like the Gaslight Anthem and stuff
Right.
like, and like other bands like that, you
Yeah.
know, and like maybe like other '70s punk stuff, you know, they're that's like a pretty. Those are both incredibly well-known acts that you know.
Yeah.
Like if you describe that, so I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
I
like
got
that.
a rough idea. But like
Yeah.
usually, like I'll say like punk rock and roll music, you know,
Mhm.
you know, that's usually like the shortest way I can describe it.
Yeah.
Usually some mixture of punk rock, folk, and rock and roll. Kind
Right.
Rock
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. So is like that what got like is that the influence like Green Day and like a lot of punk bands besides like the Americana that you were
Yeah, when
talking
I
about?
sat down like
Definitely,
learning
yeah.
how to play bass, the
Yeah.
Dookie album for Green Day was like the blueprint.
Oh,
album.
yeah.
I think that was one
mid-forward
band that we
sound
all-
he got, yeah,
Yeah.
that was a big
Yeah.
influence on
Yeah,
me.
that was definitely one of the first bands we all realized like we all share. Is
Yeah, we
Green
all
Day.
thought
We
it
all
was
love
Green
Green
Day,
Day.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
we
agree.
all, and I think Tom Petty as well. We cover American Girl in
Yeah.
our set, so really
Oh, there
it's
you
kind
go.
of fitting that Brian kind of prophetically had that before we even really realized that, like, oh yeah, those are two also common threads of really multiple ones, but those are two popular common threads that we all share.
Yeah.
So it's convenient that it worked out that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely.
For real. Wow. So what kind of what like okay, did you guys all meet in Gainesville or are you just kind of
Yeah, like I grew up in this area. I grew up north of here in a little town called Lottie. Try to find that
Oh
on the
yeah.
map.
Yeah.
it's a-
I'm
probably- you
I'm
probably
familiar
got
with
a
Lottie.
speeding ticket.
There's that
Yeah.
one post office.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I got
Oh,
speed
we got
trapped
it.
there
We
one
got
time.
it.
There's such a speed trap going through Lottie.
A
You
major
gotta-
All
speed
I'm
trap.
saying, man, is I grew up there and I've never gotten pulled over. So
Wow.
I'm just saying,
know the
maybe
ins and
we were
outs of
going
it.
a little different for conditions.
To be fair,
Yeah.
Brian is the most charming member of the band.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
not true
He
at
sure
all.
is. No, you need that. You need that to
So yeah, so actually a way we all met, to kind of boil it down, is Craigslist is a very
Oh, okay.
useful tool for modern bands to meet other people who are looking for the same things as them.
right.
And it was Craigslist has been involved in finding people before, and just it's been good for us.
Yeah.
That's
Shout out
about
to
the only
Craigslist.
useful.
Yeah,
That's like the only
shout out to
useful thing
Craigslist.
for Craigslist. Is like,
Yeah, I would.
remember I
especially since
posted.
they got rid of like the whole
Yeah.
back page.
Yeah.
I remember I posted on Craigslist to like see if anybody wanted to be in a band. You would just get like random messages by these like weird people,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
or
you
like
know,
scammers
yeah.
and stuff.
It's commonplace for
Yeah.
that.
And you
yeah.
gotta be careful. Josh is handsome. He could totally get totally.
Just wrangle you in, right?
But as far as like meeting other musicians, it seems to work well for that.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even know that it was like a normal thing to look for
Yeah,
musicians
like the
on
last
Craigslist.
several
Oh,
bands
yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
involved in, Craigslist has been a
Lots of like
unifying
anything really
factor.
talent wise,
Wow.
not even just music. You can just go
That's
on
interesting.
Craigslist and look under like
Oh, yeah.
gigs or talent, and you'll see all sorts of stuff. People in your area being like,
Yeah,
"Hey,
more or less
need this
everybody
person
I
for this."
deal with nowadays.
So maybe like for you, maybe
Wow.
somebody be like, "Hey, need a DJ for
That's true.
so and so."
Yeah.
There you go, Vince, I think.
I
Yeah,
bet-
there you go.
yeah, right. Shout out to Metricon Entertainment. So yeah, I just never thought it was like a spot to look for that because obviously I've heard like
Yeah,
bad
no,
things about
definitely
it.
Still
You
has
know.
its stigma.
Yeah, it's got that bad stigma with the peace sign trying to make it look friendly. So
Yeah,
it just
I
kind
I
of
don't
throws
know
you
if
off.
it's a peace sign all the time there.
Yeah, yeah, it's not. So, but you guys, we talked about genre. Did you guys all grow up in the area, or did we talk about that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
from Lottie.
from this area.
You're
yeah.
from this area?
I'm actually from Georgia. I grew up
Georgia.
in Macon, Georgia,
Oh wow,
home of the Allman Brothers.
Allman Brothers.
And Otis
Yep.
Redding.
Shout
I
out
would
to Allman
argue, I'd say Jacksonville was the home of the Allman Brothers. But
Well, Greg and Dwayne are buried in Macon. So
oh, are
they
they?
called
Barry
it
and
home.
Dwayne didn't
Yeah.
kill
The,
right?
yeah, the Allman Brothers are all from different areas, but they all
Daytona Beach,
called
yeah.
Macon
Daytona
home.
Beach. Yeah,
Yeah,
oh, from all over. Well,
But did grow up loving Tom Petty.
Tom Petty.
So
Yeah.
I've coincidentally found myself in Gainesville. As soon as I graduated high school, I just moved down here and been here since.
Yeah, this
So-
town always kind
Yeah.
of gathers the creative types. It's a
Yeah,
the
it
town
does.
always have
It
good
really
music
does.
scene, good artist scene, so it's,
Yeah.
And I'm from the furthest south of anyone in the
You're from
band.
South
Yeah.
Florida.
Yeah, I'm from South Florida.
South
Bulls.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, further south.
Further south than
Yeah,
that.
yeah, Miami, Fort Lauderdale area.
Oh, okay.
And then I moved up here for school when I was
Mhm.
18, and I've pretty much been up here ever since. I moved back home for like about 8-9 months to kind of save up some money and get a good job so I could afford to live
Right.
here. But I've been here for the most part ever since.
And that's how we met because he was trying to save money.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Exactly.
Hey, shout out to U Club for
To-
helping me save money all those
Yeah,
years.
yeah, all those
Lots
years.
of shout outs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a long time because I went in there and you were already there.
Oh yeah.
You were already there and cooking. So you're just like, okay.
what was this in?
So Vince and I met when we were both roommates together at University Club Apartments here in Gainesville.
Oh, I remember those days.
Yeah.
I say the UC and everybody gets confused. Like, you went to school together? I'm like,
That's
no,
true. For those that are listening that aren't aware, University Club, or UC for short, is also the name of a gay bar that's
That's
here.
a gay
Yeah,
bar,
I was
yeah.
about to say, isn't that
Which
that
is-
gay bar?
Yeah.
Either way, UC's
I
a
had
good
one of the
time.
most
Yeah, it
fun
is, it
nights
is.
of my life
Whether you
at
live
the
there or
bar.
you go there.
I heard people have a lot of fun there.
Yeah,
I've always
I
heard
had
like cool
class
stories.
there, yeah. It was a
Uh-huh.
good place.
That's coincidentally, that's where they have one of their comedy scenes. Is
That's
down
right,
there too.
UC
Yeah,
does
they
that,
have.
comedy
yeah.
scene there?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Drag queens come down and they just
Yeah,
they
yeah.
do a whole
I
like
gotta check
thing and
that
yeah,
out, man.
Oh, I
I've
love
gotta
that.
check
Yeah.
that
I
out.
love drag. I love drag.
it's
so
crazy.
much.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Gainesville's a pretty interesting area. It kind of went down like it kind of went down because a lot of places like went away and stuff like
It's
that.
getting
So
more of it's homogenized, where it's getting all the same
Yeah.
fast food, same cookie cutter stores that every other
Yeah.
town has.
Yeah.
Back
yeah,
older times, I'm sounding like the old man I am, there were a lot more locally owned places, local
Right.
bars, restaurants, and it's losing that identity a little bit, but
Well, a lot of that's because of the university.
yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
centers around
Everything
UF.
centered around
It's
UF,
everything
yeah.
new they build. It's like, oh, it's for the college,
Yeah.
for the students.
that's kind
But it
of
does keep things from getting to run down, I guess you could
It
say.
does.
keeps
Yeah.
trying to constantly
I mean, if it
refresh
wasn't for
down.
the university, I don't feel like Gainesville would be much. I don't know if
Yeah,
it would.
be nothing
Yeah.
if it wasn't for
Yeah,
this
it is a
Yeah.
big boost to the economy.
Yeah.
yeah, especially around here because I mean they have that and then they have their whole like art scene downtown and like that big gallery that's down there and everything like that. So yeah, it's
It's a sea of liberalism just surrounded by
Right.
conservative-
Yeah,
Like,
blue
I
and a
grew up
sea
in
of
that
red.
area.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in a sea
Yeah.
of red.
it's crazy. It is crazy.
It's unexpected. If it wasn't for the university, as Josh said, it would be a totally different feel in this town.
Yeah.
How long have you been in Gainesville now?
Going on 5 years.
5 years.
5
right?
years.
So you know all about it then.
But I've been in Florida for like close to 21.
Where are you from?
I'm originally from Long Island, New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
A
Yep.
Yankee.
That's right. The good old LI, good old New York.
Yeah.
But
do you put sugar in your grits?
no, I actually don't eat grits. I don't have a
Okay.
real
Well,
attachment
you're
to
from
them.
Georgia. You eat grits, right?
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Cheese
Well,
grits.
Do you put sugar in
I
it?
do not.
Yeah,
No.
salt,
No.
man, salt.
I think I would if I had a choice. If I was just like, okay,
If I'm
yeah.
putting anything
You
in
would put
grits, it's
sugar?
cheese.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cheese, man. Or
Yeah.
shrimp.
Take some
Oh, yeah.
cheese
I
grits.
do cheese. I do
Cheese, yeah.
Put cheese
I'm
grits.
not
Put
a
it
big
in
But
the
you
cheese
bowl.
grits,
only,
but I would do
no,
cheese.
this is the southern economy. You only eat cheese grits if you got fish. That's the only time cheese grits are technically appropriate is when you eat
That's
fish.
Right.
Otherwise, I'll take grits like without the cheese, put it in a bowl, and then crumple up some bacon,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
throw in some toast and scrambled eggs, and mix it up. You
That
got
guy
like a
knows how to
breakfast
cook.
Breakfast kitchen, yeah.
Cooks for the whole band.
Well,
Yeah.
that went
Yeah.
off on a tangent.
There's
Yeah.
a recipe. There's a recipe for all of you. Right
Yeah.
there.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah. But I mean, you gotta learn how to cook. Me and Mike learned how to cook.
Yeah.
And I think every time I'd come home, he'd be in the kitchen or I'd be in the kitchen.
Yeah, back in
You
the
know.
day when you lived there, I didn't know any of Mike's roommates. I didn't realize you were one of the roommates he had.
Yeah, they switched a lot
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Vince
the
and I were
nature of what it
constants.
was.
Yeah.
yeah, we were there
But it
for a
was
while.
always 3, right?
Four.
4?
Four total.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Mike was there first. I was there for 3 years, and then in and out for those 3 years, there was like people that came in and out.
Yeah.
Ah,
So, but yeah, it's a wild time that
Yeah.
whole apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah, finally had to move on though.
For sure.
But they saved money though, so that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I definitely appreciate it for that reason, among others. So,
yeah,
Yeah.
someone who pays rent by myself, it would be nice to have roommates, but
yeah.
Mm.
I mean, I have a wife, but we have the same income, so that's, can't technically count her as a second person. But I mean, if you're listening, you were totally a second person. You know? It's not like that.
We love you, Candace.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Shout
Candace.
shout out to Candace.
Our unofficial merchandise person, along with
Oh,
Garrett,
okay.
Josh.
Yeah,
Cool.
My Garrett girlfriend, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
worth noting that Brian and Josh's other halves are really awesome and help to support the band when we're playing shows. You know, definitely in multiple ways.
Nice, nice.
Super
Because
awesome. of
they're
them.
the crew, I guess. The
Yeah, they would be
Yeah.
crew.
Yeah.
The
Oh
crew.
yeah. Yeah.
Closest thing I'll ever get to a groupie.
Well, gotta have
That's
somebody,
so
I guess.
sad.
Yeah. But yeah. I mean, I remember back when I was like I did a lot of band stuff when I was like 18 when I was younger,
Yeah.
and that's kind of followed me through the years. So, but I was in a lot of bands, played the drums, played the guitar. Now I'm not that good at guitar, not like you guys, but
You know,
That's why
with
I
us
play
with us
bass.
rooming
Yeah, I
together
know.
though, I've heard the drums and I know like some of your influences. I think drum wise you gotta give yourself some credit.
Yeah.
I remember us talking about Tool a
Mhm.
little bit.
Tool,
was
yeah.
one.
Wait,
They
you
just-
can play Tool style drums?
a little bit. I mean,
They finally
it's
dropped
been a
that
while.
new record for you. So
Yeah.
For 13 years or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, back in the day, I was really into Undertow. Remember that?
Undertow is
album?
an awesome album, yeah.
40 Degrees was a
Yeah.
good song.
Yeah.
Sober.
Anima,
Business X,
yeah. Those are all good albums.
Dismodulated at the end, that hidden track.
Oh yeah. Which one was that? That was Undertow,
That was
right?
Undertow.
Yeah, that one.
One with the sheep and the
The sheep and the-
shotguns
yeah. It was pretty.
Yes.
It was different. I was like, when I was really young when that album came out, and I was just like, oh my god, what am I listening to? But it was-
a game changer. Back
was.
In the day. I remember that. It was very much a game changer.
Yeah, it was
It
very
in
different.
94, I think they come out. God,
It had to
man,
be,
it's
yeah.
been a long time.
94,
Musicians in that
95.
band, Really good.
Yeah, everybody in that band is really good.
Yeah,
Also a cool anomaly where the lead instrumental player is the drummer. Really, if you think about it, in a lot of cases.
Yeah,
True.
Yeah, they have a
Very
badass
drum
drummer.
driven.
Yeah,
He's
Danny
really
Carey
good.
is like
He's not a weak link, but the weakest link in that band is Adam Jones, the
Yeah.
guitarist. But
Yeah.
that's
He does-
very relatively speaking, he's incredible. He's a,
yeah.
I think it's
a
just like he
very
plays
good
more
chorus
simply.
Guitarist, yeah.
Oh yeah.
He plays the perfect part for each song. So.
Yeah.
And he has good timing. Like the timing is really
They
good.
always have like
Shout out to
on-time
Tool,
signatures.
right?
Shout out to Tool.
Just we're just the
Shout out to
guys
Maynard.
today,
Good,
yeah.
everybody,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like now that Fear Inoculum is the name of the Tool album.
Fear Inoculum's a new
now,
one.
now
Yeah.
that Fear Inoculum's out, I feel like the next most prominent like waiting album that I've heard talk about is like if System of a Down's gonna drop a new one because they've been in like all the
I
rock,
don't know, man. They
yeah.
can't
rock
get
news
along, from what I
publications.
understand, yeah.
No, yeah, I was
Yeah.
just say that's the thing. Like it's almost like the Michael Jackson eating the popcorn gif.
Oh yeah.
Where everyone's just like, is it gonna happen?
Is it
gonna
gonna happen?
You know, it's,
Yeah.
I think 2005 was the
Hey, they
last one.
burned hot for a minute.
Yeah.
They did something
Yeah.
really interesting.
Well, because like 10,000 Days was 2006,
Yeah.
and then
Mhm.
Fear Inoculum dropped like last year.
Last
it's
year.
like now you
it
got.
could happen, you know.
Yeah.
I don't.
Hey, I keep
yeah.
holding out for a Rage Against the Machine reunion.
Well, now they reunited
Oh, yeah.
to tour.
Yeah, they united to tour.
Wait,
yeah.
Zach
Yeah.
De La Rocha is back with them?
Yeah, they're
Just to
they're
tour,
going
though. I don't
to
know if they're
tour.
doing
not,
dates.
not, not, a,
That's
not a
I'll
record.
take
Yeah,
what I can
yeah,
get, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they're
Empire, that was such a
Wow.
good album. Or Evil Empire, sorry.
they're gonna tour, but we'll see if they do a new album.
Collection album.
And to Josh and I's enthusiasm, My Chemical Romance reunited.
Like, Romance back. They were I tried to get tickets to the concert they're doing in South Florida. Was it I don't know. Starts with an S.
Sunrise.
Sunrise. Yeah, they're
Sunrise.
doing one in Sunrise. It's a big
CB&T
stadium.
probably.
We were in queue like before the tickets went on sale, and as soon as you got in, there was already like over half the tickets gone.
Wow.
Like,
Garrett
there
was
a
on it,
line.
too.
Yeah, my girlfriend was on
So the
it.
guy
and she
from
was
that
like
band is the one who...
2,000
That's amazing.
people ahead of her.
Yeah.
Like they sold out so fast.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's the one behind Umbrella Academy,
So-
right? The
Yes,
creative
yes,
force
yeah.
behind it.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey, I'm not a
Gerard,
big
yeah.
My Chemical Romance fan, but I am
You like
a
the
big
show?
Umbrella Academy fan, so obviously he is, I probably should pay more attention to that band. I have nothing against them, I just kind of missed that boat, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too. When it comes to that, I'm just like,
Yeah, I just missed it. Nothing
Well-
against it, it just
Well, what's cool is they're like a Jersey punk band, and kind of through the extension of that, they kind of drew influence from the Misfits, and it's kind of cool because that's like another common band for like all three of us.
Yeah.
And obviously in varying
Variants.
levels of knowledge and enthusiasm, but
Right.
it's like like one of us will like reference that like them, and it's like oh yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like goes
You can always tell a lot about a person, like what's their like what's your favorite band?
Right.
yeah. I don't know.
You don't have a favorite?
I don't. I can
Like,
do
that's
like a
always
top.
amazing.
I can do a top 10. I can do a top 10, but I can't do a top 1. Like I am like I'll say like and also between old and new. Like my old section is, Bruce Springsteen, Bob Dylan, the band,
That's not bad.
CCR.
Yeah.
CCR is really good.
Yeah.
All them, and then like on the flip side of like new stuff, like a lot of it's Gainesville, like Against Me, Hot Water Music, the Gaslight Anthem, the Menzingers, and Less Than Jake's in there too. Like Less Than Jake's a band.
Yeah.
Less Than Jake's another one for
Yeah.
all.
I
Yeah.
forgot
Yeah.
about them. Yeah,
Yeah.
Less Than Jake.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we really, in some ways, like it kind of really crystallized when we played Fest last year. For those that aren't aware, Fest is like an international punk rock festival that's held here in Gainesville every year.
The best punk rock
Yeah.
festival.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, it is the best one in
Yeah.
our humble opinions. But
We played it this year. That
yeah,
was
we-
that
yeah.
was a dream come
That was
true
a
for
cool
me,
moment.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great moment.
yeah, we played it this past year, and coming as a Gainesville band and playing the same festival as like a lot of our heroes. It's a big point of pride thing for all of us. Like we all grew up listening to that stuff. We play music in this town, and where it's really cool, super cool, and we definitely have Gainesville in our hearts
Yeah.
for that. So
Yeah, that's
Josh,
good.
what would you pick as your favorite band of all time? Always love these answers.
Favorite band of all time, Coheed and Cambria. Since I was like
Oh, yeah.
13,
Yeah.
always been my favorite. Probably number 2, tied up with them, is Fall Out Boy. They were a big influence on me. Not their newer pop
Fall Out
stuff.
Boy.
I like their first 4 albums.
Take
Yeah.
us to your
When
grave.
they were still, when they were still a
Under the
punk
Cork
band.
Oh, we got to go see them in
Um,
Green Day and Weezer later this year in
yeah,
Jacksonville.
Green
That's
Day's a
Oh,
big
wow.
one for
That
me.
would be a show for all of us, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because I like it's
Weezer,
impossible for me. Like,
Weezer.
Weezer's up there for me too.
Yeah.
It's they're probably just better about picking. I can't pick one for me. And then Brian's probably got some good picks.
Mine's easy. It's the Ramones.
The
Ramones
Ramones,
are-
yeah,
yeah,
the Ramones are
The
good.
Ramones are
If I had
another.
to pick one, like that might.
I could- yeah, I kinda see that, yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
On the old side for me, like you were saying, like CCR, like Led Zeppelin was a huge influence for me,
Yeah.
and obviously like John Bonham, one of the great drummers ever
Yeah,
lived.
he's-
I grew up listening to his music. Couldn't play it, but I was definitely inspired by
Yeah.
it.
You can do that, man.
Maybe
Yeah.
these days, maybe I could do if I
Hit-
give it a try.
His foot is like his bass
Yeah.
drum work. That's
Yeah,
that's
that back.
It's
Good-
impressive.
good bass pedal.
Yeah, yeah.
Fast.
Yeah,
Fast
John
foot.
Bonham's feet, man. Like I think that's and Josh could probably speak to it more than me, but like I always thought like his footwork was just
It's
like,
very impressive, yeah.
like it was like a thunder, like force of thunder.
Mm.
A
He
fun
was a
fact
beast.
about John Bonham is before they formed Led Zeppelin, when he grew up, he was a big jazz influence guy. So like he would learn like all the technicality of drums, like the rudiments and stuff, and he listened
Yeah.
to jazz music, and he would be inspired by like Buddy Rich. So that's kind of why if you listen to some of their songs, some of the beats he playing aren't like straight rock beats. There's a lot of feel to it, so it's a little.
Oh, that brings it back around.
Different
because Buddy
influences.
Rich may be Archer's dad from the cartoon Archer.
Oh,
I don't remember that he's his dad, but
That's funny.
I watch way too much TV.
I feel like that part that you mentioned is like really true. I'm thinking of like the drum breaks and like Good Times Bad Times, like some
Yeah.
of those breaks,
Yeah.
those like bass drum parts.
Mhm.
Like I feel like I could see.
Yeah,
Like-
he has a lot of like groove and feel into what he does. Very like funky stuff, not just like straight rock patterns.
Yeah, for sure.
So you're saying groove is in the heart?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Grooves
Don't
in
make
the
me
heart.
sing that song, man.
Don't do it.
That's a good song. Who was that? That was De La Soul or no?
Soul, I don't know. It was something like that.
Something like that.
I'm probably getting it wrong, but yeah.
I'm getting it wrong
I'm
too.
glad you got the reference.
I don't know what. Well, I get confused with them and like B-52s because they kind of have that kind of
They do
thing,
have a similar thing
a
going.
similar
yeah.
thing, and I think they were kind of like trying to bite off that at the time. They were
It's
just
true
kind
story.
of
I've seen the B-52s
have that-
live like 3 times.
Have you?
Yeah,
Wow.
I didn't seek to see them that many times. It just happened, but they were actually a really fun show. So
Yeah.
I saw
yeah.
them more like in their prime years, the 90s thing, and then I've seen them a couple times in recent years, but
Yeah.
they still do their thing pretty well. So.
To this day, like they're
yeah,
still
to this day, yeah.
still active. Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Rock Lobster Live.
Yeah, I was gonna say them and that Rock Lobster.
Rock Lobster.
Bum, bum, bum. Oh wait, I don't want to get sued. Never mind.
Yeah, copyright stuff.
No copyright.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff out there. Where are you guys playing next?
We're actually taking a little bit of a break
Yeah,
from
doing
shows
studio
for
Studio
the next
time.
couple months, but we do have our next show at Lucy's on May 1st. That'll be our next show. Right now, we're just kind of trying to give enough time and respect to like getting the new songs ready and,
Yeah.
and getting into the studio and knocking them out with enough time and you know. We're trying to get the album out like sometime, maybe later this summer.
Yeah.
We're don't hold me to it, but we're trying to get it out this year as quick as we can, just because we're excited for people to hear the new songs. And
Right.
but yeah, we'll be doing a lot more shows like in the second half of this year, like getting into summer in the second half. I mean, last year was really cool going to some places we hadn't been before. We went to Charleston, South Carolina. Collectively, we hadn't all been there to play shows before. And we hit Savannah, Georgia, which Josh was particularly, I think, familiar with that area. And
Yeah.
Nice.
And,
Charleston,
yeah, Charleston. And I usually tell people as like a shorthand, we played, South Florida to South Carolina, and hopefully with this upcoming album, we'll expand on that
Yeah.
even more. So we're excited.
Cool. Do you guys go out to the Panhandle at all, or?
We haven't been to the Panhandle, but
No.
Tallahassee would be the farthest west I think we've gone.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that's correct. Yeah,
Nice.
but definitely, yeah, we'll play.
We've done lots of stuff around Florida.
Yeah, we've
Lots
yeah.
of
We've got the
places.
southeast.
I've noticed,
covered,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've covered a lot of Florida, but yeah, and for the most part, we're open to playing a lot of different places. We just like playing.
Yeah.
I like to play. I
Like
don't
how
know
far
where
out?
it's
Like
at.
yeah. How far? Like to California? Like what's your range?
It's
Uh,
funny.
How far do you want to go?
I'd say we've been trying to kind of do it in increments and do it. Like obviously, we try to take into account that we all have day jobs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pesky job.
Pesky
Yeah,
jobs.
luckily we all kind of work similar schedules, like Monday through Friday. We're all
Yeah.
usually starting work in the morning, ending in early evening hours, late afternoon, But with all that, we kind of have to be careful with how we choose to tour.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm a federal
definitely
employee. I just take off whenever. They can do
shout
nothing
out
about
federal
it.
government.
Yeah,
Keeping the shout outs
Can't
going.
fire me.
Yeah, but yeah, and we're
Bleep
Day
that
jobs.
part.
we eventually want to play like just everywhere, but it's a matter of like the band is like in some ways like a living thing that you have to nurture, and
Yeah.
like we've made strides with like playing South Carolina was like a big milestone. We kind of had to like
It is.
we're trying to kind of circle more of like our immediate area.
Yeah, we
Obviously-
keep striking out further and further every time we do a little tour.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Because
Yeah.
people kind of find out about you a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it kind of spreads the
Yeah,
spreads
that
the
place we played in
veins a little
Charleston,
bit.
That was a cool place we played. I do not
Yeah.
remember the
Yeah,
name
that was,
of it,
that was
but it
cool.
was a cool
The
place.
Tin Roof. That was
Yeah,
Tin
Tin
Roof,
Roof,
that's
yeah.
what it was.
Tin Roof. Yeah.
Yeah, business 9 to 5ers by day and punk rockers by night.
That's right.
They
And
take on a whole
weekends.
new life.
Weekends all day and night.
Punk rockers with rent.
Yeah. Yeah. So what are the future plans? Do you guys plan on? How big do you guys see yourselves in like the future? Do you see yourselves like getting
Big enough to
signed
crush
or
everyone who ever talks smack about me.
right?
Yeah.
Do people talk smack? I wouldn't think
No,
so.
Not really.
He's,
No.
he's just being an instigator. Don't listen to him.
Yeah. Big enough to buy orphanages and then burn them.
Yeah.
Josh?
How big do I see us getting? I mean, that's all up to the listeners.
Yeah.
You people
Yeah,
Yeah.
listening right
Yeah,
now.
You guys
money
out there,
to
man.
take
Listen to
my
our
future.
music.
Things
all-
like
it's
this
all
that help.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we
Shut up
can
and give me
only
your
do,
money.
we can only do so much. We're making music that's true to us and giving it our all. It's up to
Having a lot of fun
people.
doing it, yeah.
They want to listen to it. That's all where it goes.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much the same school of thought there, where obviously you are cognizant of what it's like for a band in 2020, trying to grow. But at the same time, this is something that we all love, and universe willing, this is something that we would like to do more of, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
achieve a bigger platform with it. But you know, I always say, and I think all three of us are, you know, really collectively of the same mind on this. It is, you know, we just want to take it as far as we can.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you know, as far as
Just the fact
you
that
know,
we get to do this is really cool.
It's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
As far as
Yeah.
the universe allows us to take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we all like doing this. We're all friends. We all like hanging out with each other and playing music. And you know, if there's stuff that comes up that allows us to grow to reach more people, that also doesn't compromise who we are ethically and
Right.
as people, like you
Yeah.
know, we're down for it. You know, that's where we're at.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
What about you? Where do you see the band going in the future?
I just like to play.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say that I just hang on and go for the ride, but I just like to show up and play.
How long have you been playing bass?
Oh my God, don't make me say it. Over 20 years, I guess.
Wow, that's a long
Yeah.
time. It's a really
So
long
what you're
time.
saying is you're 21.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's about 1 year.
Baby Brian.
I would've believed-
that's
I would've been
me.
like,
I'm
okay.
Totally in my 20s.
Playing since he was out the womb.
Bass in hand,
Fresh
just coming
bass in
out.
hand.
I say, like your poor mother having to.
Oh, you made me think of my mom right now. Right after you said fingers.
What's up with that?
Nothing.
Anyway, that weather outside.
I was making a stupid joke. I just like to play. It's as
Abort.
simple as that. I love setting up and playing shows. It's
Yeah.
just every show's a little different, and it's I don't know. It's just what a great feeling you get at the end of a show, especially when everything's didn't go tits up and
Right.
everything went all right. Yeah.
Have you guys ever had like a bad show?
Oh,
Or?
everybody's had a bad show.
Yeah. Like,
You
or
haven't
it just
done this
kind
since
of didn't
bad
really
show.
We
go.
never gotten booed off stage or anything.
No, yeah.
Right.
Just equipment issues
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah, that's
like
usually
Oh,
what it
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
that. Amps that mysteriously won't work right at the second that you're supposed to start playing, and
Yeah, that
Yeah.
kind of sucks. That's
Yeah,
happened
really,
to
it's more like we've never had like a bad show where like the crowds turn on us, but like to what they
Equipment
said, it's
stuff,
more
yeah.
like equipment failure.
or forgetting
Yeah.
to bring my
Yeah.
strap. That's a big one.
Oh.
Like getting
No
to a show and
tomatoes,
realizing
thankfully.
you don't have the strap to your bass.
Oh no.
I've done that like twice now.
How would you play otherwise?
Beg
Just
one of the other bands to
or
use their
sit
strap.
like on a stool or something like that.
Yeah,
Just
if
kinda,
I had to, I would. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's the only way. I mean,
Yeah.
but you can't really do it the way you
No,
want to
you
do it
can't-
if you don't have a
yeah,
strap, though.
yeah.
That's the thing that
It's like
sucks.
the Robert Trujillo from Metallica crab walk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. Brian will remember this. Our first out of town show that we ever played with this band, we played Hudson, Florida, which is near like Newport
Yeah.
Richey area. We
That
played
was
up
an interesting show, man.
We played a place called What We Live For Studios, and the guys there were super nice. It was honestly like we were a bit spoiled for like our
Yeah,
first out of town show.
backstage and M&M dispenser, the whole 9 yards.
All green.
Wow.
All green M&Ms.
All green M&Ms.
Yeah. Like,
Wow.
shout out to Van Halen. But anyway, I remember that show. We had like a couple guys like stage dive off the stage we were playing on, and the stage itself was super legit, more so than
Oh,
we
it was a
Right.
great setup there, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a heck of a first show to like have like our first out of town show to have, and I think Brian and I both look back on that one really
Yeah.
fondly.
Yeah, I played the house bass system, and they had 2 8x10 cabinets, so 16 speakers going through plus the PA.
Wow.
Yeah, that felt good to play through that.
Yeah. Sounds like a huge setup.
Yeah, you felt it more than you heard it. It was
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
So it's those setups that make it feel like real, and you just kind of get behind it, you know? Yeah.
And that's the kind of stuff why I like doing this, because you never know when you're going to run into a situation like that.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Yeah. I think the closest I've come to that, and it's going to sound really stupid, but the closest I've come to that, I don't know if you guys are familiar with something called Rising Star down in Orlando.
I think I might have heard the name before, but I don't know too much about it.
It's
I
like
don't
a,
think I've heard of it.
it's like a, yeah. I don't think anybody's heard of it besides me. It's like a karaoke bar / like live music.
Oh, okay.
So they
Yeah,
play.
that would be my kind of place, man.
Yeah, they play like all the music. Like they have like different things that they play,
Yeah.
but it's all based on karaoke, and you get up there and you can go
So you got a live band backing you while
Li-
you sing with them?
while you
Oh,
sing.
super
with
Oh,
them.
that's
Yeah,
cool.
That
Yeah.
is
That's a
cool.
cool idea.
yeah.
I would just do.
Well, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Something like that. They don't have anything like that here?
They don't. I don't think so.
We used
no.
to have
I
the
need to get on
jam,
that.
but it was just like closest
RIP
thing.
to the jam.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I never went there, to be honest. But
It was
I
okay.
loved it.
I mean, it was okay. They just like you would kind of just go up there and start playing. Other people would join you.
Yeah.
That's about it.
That's pretty, yeah, but that's pretty much how it is. And I mean, the admission's like, I think it's like $7 to get in.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
The drinks
I'll
are
do
reasonably
that, yeah.
priced, and you know, if you get in there early, you get good seating. So I mean, it's like it's pretty good. I mean, for Orlando, it's
Man, I wish
inside
they
of.
had something like that here.
I really,
Seriously,
yeah. I think it would do good, to be honest with you.
Right? I'd be
Definitely.
there.
Yeah.
I would just do like Your Love by the Outfield. That's what I would just do that song.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have like a book, like I swear it's like, well, it's not that thick. It's just kind of like, I think it's a 2-pager, and they just have like all their signature songs on there, and they have backup dancers and the whole 9
Wow.
yards. Yeah. It's
They
crazy.
have like a tight house band then to pull that off.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Host. I mean, they have a host that comes on and announces. It's like it's put on like a show. Like
Yeah.
you go there and you're seeing a show, but you're the performer. You go up and you
What? That
sign.
would be
You know, you can sign the thing and request what kind of
So how
song
do
you
you
want.
tie into this then?
Into that.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I was getting back to what you were talking about with the heavy cabinets and everything like that.
Right.
That's the closest I've been to, besides like being like on a talent show or something like that, and then just kind of like just going up there
It's
and
a cool
singing or
feeling,
whatever.
isn't it?
It
Yeah.
really is.
It's
It
an
really
addictive
is.
feeling. Makes you want to do it again.
Yeah, I sound like kind of a yuppie saying that, but
No,
because
dude.
I've been.
Dude,
I'm telling you, I'd be right there doing it too.
And
man. It was there.
enthusiasm of any
Yeah.
sort for that stuff is honestly what I feel like keeps people going.
Mm.
If you lose that, I feel like it's a lot
Yeah,
easier
when it
to
becomes
burn
a
out.
job, why are you doing it?
Yeah, yeah. I think it's important if you like it. You know.
Yeah, it's really like a balance. Like obviously, like even with this stuff, like I try to kind of be smart about the moves that we make in terms of taking stuff and ways we can grow. But at the same time, you have to kind of remember why you started doing it, and it comes from the same place that you were talking about. Where
Yeah.
you have that enthusiasm.
Mm-hmm. I just wish they would let you like play either. Well, I don't think it would work out if you didn't know how to play the bass or the songs, but something like that would be cool. But I mean, it all depends. But I mean, it's still a love for it though. So
Yeah.
You know.
That'd be fun actually.
it's really. I mean, if you have the time, if you guys have the time, just go down there. Just like
What was
as
it
a.
called again?
Rising Star.
Rising Star.
It's inside City Walk. It's
I remember
inside that
seeing it.
whole.
I've never seen it.
Yeah,
I
there's
saw
a
it
bunch
walk
of
past it.
yeah.
Back in the day.
There's a bunch of clubs in there, and then it's like basically it's in front of like Universal Studios, and you can go to Universal Studios too. And
Yeah, how would that be for the musician and that band getting that Universal money? to bring
Yeah.
people home? Man,
Oh,
what a
man.
good
I remember-
that would be, man.
yeah,
I remember like there was this band that my family and I caught like a bunch of times, and they played like the circuit in like that Universal Orlando,
Right.
like, and I'm like curious as to how like lucrative that was. For them.
I almost had a job at Universal once.
Mm.
I had like auditioned there to be like a drummer in their parade thing that they do.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was pretty
Get it.
cool. I was gonna like, they were gonna pick me, but I had to go away for the summer, so I
Right.
couldn't do it.
Right.
I didn't have the time commitment.
That would have been
Damn.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
But
would've been-
It would pay like $20 an hour or something.
Wow,
Dang.
that's pretty good.
Like that. Yeah.
I do that sort of thing for free.
I'm wondering
Take
what
the money too.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what the host gets paid to do all that. It seems like he seems pretty enthusiastic every time
For a Rising Star?
for Rising Star.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
sorry, and because I have like different hosts that come on at different nights, and yeah, I'm sure the money's
This
probably
is still a
significant.
thing down there?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I
yeah.
gotta check this out.
It's been there for forever, as far as I know. I mean,
I'll
it's
road
just
trip to Orlando when we can just to take a part of this.
it's worth it. It's fun.
Oh.
It's fun.
We'll go see our friends in Dial Drive, who are
Right,
basically
right.
our companion band. That
Yeah, we play a lot of shows.
Shout out
with
to
those
Dial
guys.
Drive.
Yeah, shout out to Dial Drive. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a good time. I remember going up there, and I did Enter Sandman.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wait, playing bass on it?
No, I was singing.
Just singing?
Or
I was doing the singing,
okay.
yeah. So it was just kind of like that thing where it's just like you get up there, and they have like I don't want to call it like pyrotechnics, but the smoke that shoots up,
Oh yeah.
you know, behind
that song,
like
yeah,
either
it totally
side, you
works.
know, and you get up there and you get into the middle of the chorus, and it just kind of does that, and it just I don't know, it just gives you that feeling
Because
of
nothing with Metallica and pyrotechnics has ever
No.
gone bad. Yeah.
Poor
No.
James.
yeah.
I think that was like 92, right?
Yeah, I
Like
actually
92?
saw them on that tour that year when James was not playing. He
Yeah.
had a cast on.
Yeah, he was
Ah.
singing
Had,
the other
had the
cast.
guitarist from Metal Church covering.
Yeah.
It was them, Guns N' Roses, and Faith No More. That was a great show, man.
Oh wow. That
I
does
think
I
sound
was
good.
really young, but it was still a fun show.
Tying into podcasts, I
Mhm.
remember seeing James Hetfield on Joe Rogan's podcast a while back, and he was talking,
Yeah.
I think, about when Metallica played, I think, like Moscow, right around like the time of the fall of the
Yes.
Soviet Union, like
Right.
91.
A lot of bands did.
Around
Yeah.
the time like the Black Album was out.
Yep.
And I remember them saying like that was like the biggest. I think the biggest crowd they ever played. There was like 1 million people there. I don't know if it was like a million exactly.
Gorky Park or something.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah.
it was huge. It was a lot. It was
Yeah.
like, and it was.
It was like a giant field.
Yeah, it was like a
Yeah.
giant field, which obviously doesn't have the same restraints as like a club or even a
Right.
stadium.
Right.
And
Pretty
it
much
was
like
just
Woodstock.
Yeah, yeah, and it was,
Yeah.
super cool.
Yeah, I remember. I don't think that Joe would have Phil Anselmo on. I don't know if you guys are familiar with
Oh yeah,
Pantera or not.
Pantera.
Yes.
They played Moscow, and it was kind of like the same thing, where it's just
Yeah, I
like
think
look
they were at
out.
the same one. 'Cause
Yeah.
they would have been big at that time.
Yeah, because you were talking about like so right around the same time.
I think it was like the Monsters of Rock festival. I
Yeah.
can't remember what it was called. But,
Yeah.
You know.
I think they all met too at one time. I think they all had the same kind of tour schedule.
Yeah.
So, but it was
Pantera in their prime, man.
Oh.
That Vulgar Display of Power album.
Oh, yeah.
That's still one of my favorite albums of all time.
mine too. Mine too. To this day, I can't.
R.I.P. Vinnie Paul.
can't argue that.
drummer-wise.
And Dimebag, man.
And
Yeah.
no, yeah, and Dimebag.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Dimebag.
Dimebag, man.
Yeah.
Was it December 8th, 2004?
Or yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say just because Vinny was like more recent. Or,
Yeah,
like, the
right.
last
Yeah,
couple
a
years.
couple years
Yeah,
ago.
that was
So
yeah,
it's just
2-3 years
Phil
ago.
and
Rex.
Vinny now. No, not Vinny, I'm sorry.
Rex Brown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rex, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rex.
yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I had that same thought when Chris Cornell passed a couple years ago. The fact that and Scott Weiland, not like around the same time, like the fact that Eddie Vedder's kind of like the
Last
lone-
man standing, yeah.
Yeah.
That scene needs to take his vitamins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I just remember thinking like when Chris Cornell passed, that was like I think we might have talked about
We
it.
talked about that, yeah.
Just like that guy, as someone that like writes songs, sings, and plays guitar, like Chris was like just the fact that he was basically like Mount Everest in all three of them. You know,
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
Just-
Very talented guy for sure.
Yeah,
And
he
he
was
would like
definitely
write,
an anomaly.
he could write and record entire songs on his own. Like I remember thinking, like, oh wait, like he's playing everything on this demo thing. It's like,
Yeah.
He's a gifted man, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
yeah, just sad.
Remember his Audio Slave days too. You remember Audio
Oh,
Slave?
yeah. His, I always thought it was so crazy. Like he had, really, just voice wise. Even if you just took voice wise, like he had the tone. He had like the crazy quality low vocal and the crazy quality like he was like up there with Robert Plant in terms of those highs. And he had like I always thought of him and Lane Staley as like the voice that could knock down a brick wall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what,
That's what I
one
was-
yeah.
I was a big Alice in Chains fan.
Yeah, like I would. That's,
Dirt, it's a
yeah.
classic.
I didn't know what other way to describe it. It's like
Yeah.
when I heard that, I was like, oh, that's like just a knocking down a brick wall.
Right,
You know,
right.
it's like when I heard
Yeah.
that.
But yeah, it's definitely
Yeah, it's sad.
it is sad. But the way Dimebag went out, it was just like
Oh,
that
yeah.
was
that was
nuts.
brutal, man. I
Totally
remember
something
that
he could
night,
not
yeah.
control.
Yeah, I mean it was just kind of like a crazy fan that just jumped on stage and
It's kind of a similar
It's
thing with
insane.
John
Yeah.
Lennon when he
Yeah.
was murdered.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, weird story. I had just got back from Iraq the night before that happened. So that was my welcome back to the U.S. was Dimebag getting killed.
Oh my
so that always
God.
makes me remember when he got killed. So
Yeah, it's crazy. And apparently he had like the
He was with Damage Inc. at the time, I think it was.
Damage Plan. Yeah,
Or
he was with Damage
yeah,
Plan.
Damage
They were
Plan.
just
Damage Inc. was
Metallica,
Metallica.
yeah. Not too far
Damage
removed.
Plan,
Not too far off.
Not too far removed though.
it's easy to get those two confused.
Yeah.
But yeah, it boiled down to like a disgruntled fan or something like that, where he
Yeah,
was just
yeah.
mad that the band was breaking up or something
Yeah.
like that.
You gotta
It's
be
just, like,
careful, man.
crazy. Yeah,
People are crazy, man. They
Yeah.
really are.
that happened in where? Texas, I think it was.
Can't remember.
Well,
Illinois, Texas,
like,
or
I
something
want
like
to say
that.
like Illinois, Indiana, because they were
Yeah.
from Texas. Yeah.
Yeah, they're from Texas. Good old Texas.
Yeah.
That'd be cool to get big enough that somebody would get disgruntled over something I did and get up on a stage and shoot me.
Let's.
I mean,
let's
you
get-
got to go.
let's
I
get-
don't see that
You got to
happening.
go some way.
Let's get like
Yeah.
like just famous enough to where we're like right
Yeah.
below that.
I'm
right
just,
below
I'm
that.
just saying that's arguably
That's a
the
little
cool
dramatic.
way to go. You know.
But wait, I
So
see. What,
that's what Brian's future
Better
looks
than
like.
prostate cancer, yeah.
he's like, I'll make sure I'm not in that show. Like, yeah.
You just want to play and get assassinated. That's Brian.
Hey, you got to keep your expectations low. You know.
But can you argue though, like he did die doing what he loves. Like that's kind
That
of
is true.
that's kind of the silver lining to it, kind of, because he
Yeah.
wasn't like in a bad place
He was
or
in the middle of doing
Yeah.
exactly what he lived to do.
yeah,
He did not die doing his taxes.
right,
So
right.
Well, I would argue that Dimebag lived to drink and then play guitar second.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Yeah.
That black tooth,
Whew-wee.
that black tooth, man.
That
Those
man could hold
videos,
his own with anybody when it came to.
yeah. I remember watching those when I
even
was.
Phil too. I was gonna say that band
Phil
was
was
like
more
legendary.
like-
Phil
oh
was,
my God,
yeah.
yeah.
But partiers in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were just all one unit at that time.
Yeah. Good times, bad times.
Mm. Yeah. I remember all their crazy videos. Do you ever see the videos of Watch It Go and
Oh yeah.
all the home videos that Pantera
Yeah.
put out?
I think I've seen
I watched a video not long ago where All in England was doing a tour of Dimebag's house in Texas and going through like his old guitars and his
Oh,
recordings.
wow.
This is probably within the last year on
Mhm.
YouTube. So yeah,
Hmm.
I'm still kind of following what happens with that band.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like a progression. And now Phil has Phil and the Illegals, I think it is
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's still going at it. Him and I don't know what Rex is doing. I think Rex is
Rex
just
is
kind
very,
of
yeah. Rex has had a solo album come out recently where he's playing guitar on it.
Mhm.
Nice.
Like it's actually I listened to it on Spotify. It's not bad actually.
Yeah.
It's actually really good.
yeah. He definitely has talent too. I mean, he's always on top of it.
Yeah, he always had that warbly bass sound. It's
Yeah.
like hard to describe, but
Yeah.
that Ampeg cabinet with the speakers working as hard as they can, kind of flubby sound to his bass.
Yeah. What do you use for bass?
I'm using I'm standard, just Fender Precision guy, running
Mhm.
through an Ampeg 4x12, or I'm sorry, 4x10 cab.
Yeah.
Just a 2,000 watt Class D head pushing it. So something I used to have a fairly big setup, but then I realized that in the modern setting, you don't need anything that big, just something you can push in and out of a club, and
Yeah.
they either DI everything or they mic everything, so
Yeah.
there's no point taking one of those big refrigerator cabinets anymore. Though they do sound good. I
Yeah.
love them, but they're
Yeah.
not.
They're good for a bigger room, like
Yeah,
a
they're
bigger
good if you got a
venue.
roadie, is what they're good for.
Yeah, that
that's
too.
true. Josh
Yeah.
has got a pretty good drum setup. He I think upgraded a couple parts of his kit.
What you got?
Oh yeah, I mean, I've never been much of a gearhead when it comes to drums until recently.
Gearhead.
Yeah, you know, people will be like, "Oh, you know,
Oh, I'm a
what's your
gearhead, yeah.
setup? You
Yeah.
know, what you got going on?" They're like, "I got the super double kick 10,000."
Oh,
If
yeah,
it works,
something
you know, I'm gonna
crazy.
hit on it. But I've been getting into that kind of stuff more recently. Like I have a Tama Silver Star, which is sort of like a mid-range kit. It's not anything that's like top dollar, but Tama's a really good brand,
Yeah.
and I've had that kit for years.
Yeah, I like
And
the
it just
kit you
really
got,
never-
actually.
Just really never liked the sound of it, so I just kind of started tweaking it, learning how to tune better. Bought some new heads on it. I've got some like vintage Remos on my floor tom and a
Nice.
Evans G1 for my high tom. I just use a 4-piece because I don't like huge drum sets. I kind of like to keep things minimal
Simple.
so I can be more creative with like what I have.
Yeah.
I got
Less to carry in and out.
yeah,
Less
let's
to
carry it
carry
out.
out,
I
yeah.
mean, like I have a really tiny car, so I got to think about the logistics of all that.
Yeah.
I've got a Meinl Byzance hi hat, Peisty something ride cymbal.
Ride cymbal.
Yeah, it's an
Yeah.
old used one. A Wuhan Crash, a Sabian AAX cymbal. So it's like a little bit of. Some people like to have their cymbals like everything has to be
Like
this
a matching
brand.
set, yours is
Yeah,
all
but I
white.
like to like get different
you can
stuff.
kind of match
to-
it to whatever you want.
yeah, I like both focus on
Yeah.
like what it sounds like, not
Yeah.
what brand it is. If I like it, I like it.
Wuhan's pretty good though. They
Wuhan
have
is good. They're interesting.
yeah.
Like some of their stuff sound like trash cans.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
sometimes maybe you want a if you
Wuhan's
want a
like
trash
the
can
all
sound,
Yeah.
then Wuhan
Yeah,
is like a good
Wuhan,
trash
yeah.
can.
Yeah. But
Ain't nothing to.
Wu-Tang Clan, yeah.
I think their stock went down though, Wuhan, because of the whole coronavirus thing.
Oh man. that's
Oh,
another thing.
Yeah.
wow, I didn't put two and two together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't-
Just as he said that, I was just like, oh man. There's a sick meme on. It's a meme on online. I saw that. Kind of reminded me of that when he said that. I was just like, oh.
Oh, that is an unfortunate name right now to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good symbol though. It is a good sound. What do you got?
Yeah, kind of like Josh. Brian's more the gearhead in the band, but I kind of just try to find stuff that kind of works for me and what we do. Usually, for the most part, I'm running the Fender 212 amp that I have with my Hamer Archtop guitar. stock Seymour Duncan pickups that at Brian's recommendation we may or may not swap out at some point.
Yeah.
But pedal wise, usually running just overdrive, chorus, little boost pedal, and of course the tuner. You gotta stay in tune.
Yep.
So, but
Yeah,
yeah, nothing
most
too
important pedal
crazy.
I have is a tuner pedal.
Yeah. You got that Sans amp one. That's
I
pretty
do
good.
like my Sans amp.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one for
Get
most bass
consistent
players.
sound
Yeah.
anywhere you go with that.
Yeah, it's a good
So
one.
what is that? Like a tuner or?
It's a pedal that's it's just a bass DI box, direct injection box,
Mhm.
but it has a preamp on it, so you can do a XLR out into the PA system. Like I don't really
Oh,
have
okay.
an amp as long as I know the house has a good PA,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it has all the tone shaping tools on it. So
So you could just carry that and just if they
if I
have,
know the place is going to have a good PA, that's all I need to carry. is just
Nice.
that pedal.
Oh, yeah.
that's even better.
Yep.
Wow. And rolling in a cabinet or whatever. So what do you
Yeah.
got? What do you got there, Mike? What's
Yeah, that
going on in the case?
acoustic that's there that might be getting some use a little bit later on
Mhm.
is probably one of the few instrument splurges that I've made in quite a long time. That's a Taylor 214 CE, I believe is the model.
Mhm.
But it was I knew that I wanted a Taylor. I was looking to upgrade my current acoustic setup, particularly because we're getting in to make the record, and
Yeah.
we've done like a couple shows where we've done acoustic stuff live. So I knew I wanted to have something that was just a little more cut above than what I had been using.
Yeah.
And that one just plays like a dream. It really does. Both Martins and Taylors, I think, are like top of the mountaintop. But for what I do a lot of kind of chordy, chimey, open stuff, and the Taylors really jive well with that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I made the decision to go with them. And that guitar just plays really well. It's a cutaway,
Yeah.
acoustic electric, really versatile, and I've been loving it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I see your Fox McCloud stuffed animals over
Yeah.
there.
I got two of them.
I love Star
Yeah.
Fox.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like Star Fox.
Do a barrel roll.
Yeah.
I used to play his games when I was younger.
Oh,
Yeah.
and
stuff.
64.
That's a
Yeah.
whole
I don't
other.
play the one on the Wii.
That's a whole other rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I bet we could go down as his games.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is like Slippy could have pulled his weight more. That's all I'm gonna say. Come on, Slippy. Could have pulled your weight more.
Yeah.
I just finished beating
nobody got
the
time
Resident
for
Evil 2 remake campaign
that was
recently.
good,
Oh
yeah.
wow.
I'm a huge Resident Evil fan, so
Mhm.
that was fun.
Witcher for me, yeah.
Witcher, really?
Yeah,
Do you
Witcher
watch the
3.
TV show?
Yeah, yeah.
I couldn't get into
Henry
it. That was
Cavill.
kind of
Yeah.
weird.
It's based
Yeah.
more on the books than the.
Oh, I know there was books.
Yeah, well, the games were based on the books. yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I always butcher his name like Andrei Sikhayo, something like that. It's Polish, Czech.
I think I think it might be Czech.
Yeah.
I think it sounds like it would be Czech, but what kind of movies do you guys like? Do you have any kind of like favorites? Like, since he's mentioned movies.
Sci-fi stuff for me, yeah.
Yeah.
What is my favorite movie? I feel like I should know the answer. One of my favorite movies. I like comedies a lot.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies is Superbad.
Ah,
I
good
know
one.
it's
No, no,
ridiculous,
it's a good
but
one.
it's
That's
so
a real good one.
quotable. It's so
Yeah, yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
I know like all the words to that one, and I really love the movie Friday.
Friday.
Chris
Friday's
Tucker
another good one.
and Ice Cube.
How you gonna
Damn.
find your day off?
Yeah, Dazed and Confused.
Oh,
other
yeah.
people
Yeah.
like. But I like music movies too. I love music documentaries, like
Same.
Yeah.
the one they did with Ray Charles. Jamie Foxx played him.
Oh
that
yeah.
one was
yeah.
really
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or Walk the Line with Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin
That
Who's
one's
from
up there for me.
Gainesville? Joaquin's voice from
Yeah.
Micanopy,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that. I like those kind of movies a lot.
Yeah. The real doc. It's almost like a documentary type
Yeah.
setting.
I'd say I probably have a lot of crossover with the guys. Walk the Line's up there for me. Like I'm surprised I didn't mention him earlier.
Johnny
Like, yeah,
Cash.
Johnny
big Johnny
Cash.
Cash
Oh,
fans,
yeah.
and Joaquin I think is a great actor. I saw the Joker.
Oh, the new
recently.
Joker movie was so
Oh,
good.
yeah.
The Joker movie I thought was great.
Yeah, we all went and
Um,
saw that together, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we did. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, that was a good one. In terms of all time, kind of similar to the band thing where it's hard for me to pick, but in terms of like comedy world, I don't know. Like I mean, like a lot of the probably the stuff that Josh likes. I think honestly, I do have an answer. Spaceballs.
Oh,
Spaceballs?
yeah.
Spaceballs.
Good call.
Spaceballs is out there.
Yeah.
It's so like line for line, punch for punch. It's like it's so quotable, and there's so many jokes. It's up there for me. Like there's probably other more modern ones that I like a lot too, but like that one I can always come back to.
Yeah.
I love like the Chris Nolan Dark Knight trilogy is up there for me. Like
Those are
you know,
really
Yeah.
good.
A lot
Those
of
are
of
good.
us are
They are good.
big like nerd
Superhero,
culture like
yeah.
Marvel stuff. So I like a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
Star Wars, Harry Potter, all that stuff. But yes, in terms of like movies that are not that, like Spaceballs is up there. Dark
Oh,
Knight
yeah.
trilogy. I can't
Gotta
really
love Mel
count that.
Brooks.
Almost Famous, Cameron Crowe.
That was good.
That one, I am a journalism graduate from UF, and I also like, love music. So that
Yeah.
one, the story of Cameron Crowe being like a teenage kid following this band on the road for Rolling Stone, in the early, almost mid 70s. Like, I kind of latched onto that a lot as a kid when I saw that. So that was a
Right.
big one for me.
Have you ever had to pee so bad you thought you was going to die?
Do you
No,
have to-
but you have to go to the bathroom. You go to the bathroom. You good?
I'm a huge
Tap out.
I'm a huge horror fan too. I didn't mention that. That's probably like, I don't know if I have an all-time favorite horror movie,
Yeah.
but I've been watching horror films since I was like 3. For some reason,
Yeah.
my mom thought it was okay to show me like Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th
Oh,
as a
yeah.
kid.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah.
I had nightmares, but I got through it. And, and there's
He's still here.
Yeah.
I have the whole Nightmare on Elm Street collection from the first movie to the 7th, and then the Wes Craven remake that they did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm a huge fan of Freddy Krueger, all those old classic slashers. I feel like movies back then were a lot better,
Yeah.
more entertaining horror. Nowadays it's just all like
Commercialized.
commercialized.
Yeah.
Like it's like they go
Yeah.
for the jump scares, and every movie is about like a demon child or something like that.
Yeah, that's true.
I think there's some gems out there. Though.
There's some,
like
There's
the
some.
Quiet Place one. I thought was
That
pretty
was
cool.
good.
I haven't seen that. I know what it is, but
and it was
I
John
haven't watched
Krasinski's
it.
first like directorial like movie. So,
Yeah.
like, that was pretty crazy.
The
Yeah.
Conjuring was really good. I like that one. when
That was
it
pretty
first
good
came
too.
out.
Yeah.
On
What
the
was the other
flip
one?
side, oh sorry, go ahead.
No. It's I want to say the doll. That doll. I don't know.
Annabelle?
Is that
Annabelle.
Annabelle? Yeah.
Annabelle, yeah.
She's pretty scary.
Yeah, that was pretty good. And the Curse of La Reina. La
Yeah.
Reina. Am I saying it right?
It's
I don't know.
almost my last name, but it's
Yeah, it's kind
I
of
was like, hey,
kind of similar.
representation.
Yeah,
On
So
the
what
flip,
did I miss?
horror movies. Josh was
Horror
talking about
movies.
Horror movies.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not my thing, man.
Yeah.
Not your
No.
thing?
It's not,
Gore.
it's not my thing as much either. It's more Josh. I think on the flip side, if I had to give like one somewhat more legit answer, I would say Garden State, Zach Braff's movie. Just like I remember watching
I've
that.
never seen
yeah.
it. I've always wanted to, but I've
Yeah.
never seen
I
that.
feel like seeing that movie in your 20s, like any kind of like like I remember like reading Catcher in the Rye, seeing Garden State, like a movie or a book that like kind of if you read it or watch it at the right time, it kind of hits you a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like any movie like that's kind of like a coming of age thing. I'm a sucker for those.
Yeah.
Like Perks of Being a Wallflower.
That's a
book
good
or,
movie.
Book or the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Book or the movie. I thought was well done. Seeing Emma Watson say Olive Garden in a non-British accent.
Yeah.
I'm a Harry Potter fan. I'm a huge Harry Potter
Oh no,
fan.
I like Emma Watson.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
Emma Watson.
Emma Watson. Yeah.
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 Are you a horror movie fan at all?
I am.
Okay.
Oh
good.
yeah.
So not just me in here.
Yeah.
No.
Oh no.
I like
no.
horror anything, like movies, like
Oh, yeah.
books. I'm a huge Stephen King fan.
Stephen King. Yeah.
Whenever I play
Most of his stuff.
whenever I play a
Fan of
game,
it.
huh?
Fan of it.
Yeah, it is good.
Fan of it, yeah.
Yeah, the book
Whenever I
was
play a
fantastic.
game,
It
I
was
love
great.
like horror games,
Yeah.
like Resident
So I think the
Evil and
second
Silent
one.
Hill.
Yeah.
Dead Space is a really good one.
Yeah.
Anything scary,
Well,
I'm
Dead
a
Space
sucker
1 and
for.
2.
Right.
3, not
Yeah,
so
3
much.
wasn't the best.
Do they have a lot of jump scares like in those things, or is it just kind
In
of
the
like a hype?
games?
Yeah.
Dead Space a little bit.
Like, I heard it's
They
like
come
a-
into some
a
of these
hype
There are a
online.
little bit of
those-
jump scares,
Yeah.
but the
Necromorphs will
more
come at you,
the
yeah.
necromorphs, yeah.
Yeah.
The scary part about the games is like you really feel like
suspense.
you're in it.
The
You know,
suspense,
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
the suspense of it, and like when you run out of ammo and you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna die.
Right? Yeah. You get that feeling. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like
Do you do the Oculus? Do you have the Oculus
I
lenses?
haven't
We have a
tried
friend
it.
with that,
We have a
yeah.
friend who
Yeah.
does the VR
James,
stuff, and
yeah,
that was
James
pretty
does that.
wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see
That
those
was true.
everywhere now.
Yeah, he put
Yeah.
that was my first foray into VR, like him putting that thing on me and making
Yeah.
me play some horror game. Putting me in a room by myself, he's like, "Here, just go at it."
I think the scariest
It
part
was-
about that
it
too
was
is,
interesting.
like the like anticipation part of it. Like just like we were waiting for.
And the fact that all of
Yeah.
you were outside the room watching me go through this,
Yeah.
yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
the scariest part was the fact that the ceiling fan was above my head, and when I would try to do stuff, I didn't want to like hit my
Yeah.
head on it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you couldn't see it.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely horror movies. I'll name a few. Christine, like the
Yeah.
old school
The book was
movies.
great too, yeah.
Yeah.
What else? Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Like the
Pinhead.
first
Pinhead,
one.
man, yeah.
Oh yeah. Do you guys remember the movie The Mangler? Have you remember
I
that?
I
have
feel like
not
I've
seen
heard
that
of
one.
that.
Yeah.
I don't know if
That
I've
sounds
heard of
really
that
It's
one.
like a really old movie. It's with the guy from Silence of the Lambs, Buffalo Bill.
Oh,
He was in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which the lotion, that guy?
That guy.
The lotion guy?
Yeah, the lotion guy.
Remember that in Joe Dirt too?
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, all right.
Putting on the lotion.
Yeah, he was in that. And no one, it's funny, no one remembers that. Like Critters and,
Critters, oh yeah. Man,
Yeah,
I used to have that on
Critters.
VHS back in the day.
yeah. The Gate's a good one. House. I mean, there's
House,
just,
Yes, I loved House.
just so
the
many
crazy
of 'em.
Vietnam vet guy and
I thought
Yeah.
like Hugh
Ding
Laurie
Dong
for a
You're
second.
Dead. I had the poster
Right.
of House on my. I had the poster of House and a movie called by a book by Clive Barker, I think it was called Nightbreed.
yeah.
But the book was Cabal, but I had the Nightbreed poster on the wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that era of horror. I did like People Under the Stairs.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, The Exorcist. The Exorcist is a good one.
Oh yeah, classic.
Oh, yeah, classic
I've seen
movie.
that
That
movie
one's good.
exactly
Mhm.
once.
That one's
Exorcist,
actually
Carrie.
I will never
Carrie.
watch that
Carrie's
movie.
up
That one
there.
still
Yep.
scares me.
Yeah, man.
Interesting fact about that movie is that they had like 2 or 3 people die in the making of it
Holy
Oh,
because
yeah.
they filmed at the house where they made the supposed exorcism really happened. They
Wow.
filmed at the same house, and there was one of the main actors, like the dad in the movie, like ended up dying after the movie was made.
Another
it's pretty-
reason
pretty-
you never
pretty
watch that
crazy.
movie again.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna stay away
I'm a
from
wuss,
that.
yeah.
That one's scary. Yeah.
That also happened with Poltergeist.
Yes,
too.
Poltergeist.
Heather
yeah,
O'Rourke,
little girl, yeah.
Yeah.
man.
I was just like, what? That was insane. I remember
Or
the news.
the older sister in that movie too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
Yes,
Yeah.
bad things happened to her not long after that movie came out. Also,
Yeah, it was like a.
a murder, suicide, or rape.
I know it was
He did-
something,
messed
crazy.
up,
It was
yeah.
something really crazy. But Heather O'Rourke, man, I remember
Yeah,
hearing
Heather
about that on
O'Rourke,
the
that's her
news.
name, Yeah, the little girl.
Yeah, Heather O'Rourke. I remember hearing about that on the news, and I was just like, what?
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
just so crazy.
Yeah.
It was just so nuts.
See, that's why I like cartoons because they don't have that crazy. you know,
Yeah. Have you seen some of the cartoons they have on YouTube? Like those little. They have like these little
well, I
things
watch
where
a
they.
lot of cartoons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I saw.
Like the creepy pastas.
Yeah, something like that. Like where it's just like.
I got one for you if you haven't seen it already. Have you heard of? It's not a cartoon as much as it is like kind of stop motion kind of stuff, but like the "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared." Have you heard of that?
I think that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really it's like
Oh,
it's
no
like
doubt.
Sesame Street a la Existential Dread.
Yeah.
Really?
Nightmares.
Yeah.
It's really honestly like it's not for the faint-hearted
Is
as
there
far
any
as
gore in it?
Not
Then I'll watch
particularly.
it. I like gore, but it's scary. I like gore. I don't
It's
like.
kind of like it's like little puppet-looking things, but like they're honestly the topics and things that it really kind of evokes.
Mhm.
And what is it called
implicitly.
again?
Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Particularly the last one,
Wow.
which I
Check
think
that out.
really ties
It's
in.
different.
There's 6 of them.
It's
I
on
think.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Really?
I
Or is
think,
everything's on YouTube?
Yeah.
I think-
Legally or otherwise.
Yeah.
I think it does a really good job of kind of using something that is perceived as being inherently childlike, which is like the puppet-looking, animated-looking stuff.
Yeah, that's what's
as a
scary when you
vehicle.
get something
Yeah.
from your childhood.
Yeah, as a vehicle for like discussing, existential dread or
Mhm.
like, problems with society or like, psychological issues. And I was like, holy crap, this is some next level stuff.
Wow.
That reminds me of something.
Wow.
Did you guys watch Teletubbies as kids?
I
Do you at least
I
know what
did.
it
I
is?
saw- I saw
did.
it,
Yeah.
I saw
I know
it
here
that
and
the
there.
Christian crowd had a big problem with it because
Did
they were
you-
gay or something, but
Right.
whatever.
I watched Teletubbies when I was a kid, and apparently I loved it. But now that I'm older, I think it's really freaking weird. It's like,
Yeah.
it
I'm
looks
old enough
like
to know they were
it is
weird.
kinda
from
it looks
that
kind of
time, yeah.
brainwashy, but
looks
that's
like a-
just my opinion.
I haven't revisited it, but is it something like the red one's a little too grabby with the purple one, or?
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
There's something
It's
weird,
not
right?
that. Do you have any idea? So when they were on
So Red's a little
film,
rapey feel?
when they were on set, actually, when they were on set actually filming the show, people were in the Teletubby costume.
Right.
Do
Right.
you have any idea how tall the costumes were?
No.
3'9".
10 feet tall.
It
Oh
was
my
either
God.
short or
What?
The
small.
10
Teletubbies are
foot?
10 feet tall.
Wait,
Why?
wait. The costume is 10 feet tall, or and they're like just have these people in
10
like
foot.
wearing lifts or something?
I
or
guess
stilts?
maybe they were on stilts, but you can look up pictures of them
Wha-
on
but
set,
why?
and the Teletubbies are just like huge.
Why?
And it
God.
makes
Yeah,
them
that
look
would trip me out.
It
That would
makes
trip
them
me
look
out.
Yeah.
so scary.
Yeah,
like,
I
it
wouldn't
looks
want that.
Yeah.
Particularly if
scary.
like you're under the influence of like substances. watching
Yeah,
it.
like this, like if
Right.
this giant Teletubby just
Only way I
came
could
through the
dive
door right
into
now,
that.
Yeah.
that'd be really scary.
That would terrify me. I'd be honest. I'd be like, oh my god. But yeah, it was done like it was like in a foreign country or something like that, and it was just kind of like brought over here.
Oh
The
man.
Yeah.
baby son? Like, what was up with that?
Japanese or something.
Yeah, it was weird. There was a lot of weird cartoons back then.
I remember thinking like I saw like this YouTube compilation of like people reacting to like Japanese commercials, and I thought some of those were pretty crazy. But then I thought like at a moment of perspective and thought, you know, that Old Spice commercial with that guy is probably pretty weird to like
We
a lot
got
of
some
people
weird
in
commercials,
like
too.
in like
Terry
you know,
Crews?
Japan or Europe or I think it's a different guy other than Terry Crews now. It's a
It's been a
different
few
guy.
different people.
Yeah, it's been a
Yeah.
few different people. Or like the KFC
That's
ones
true.
are pretty weird now.
Yeah.
So there's
Or
like
the,
as
or the
weird
Burger
as
King ones with the king and
yeah, the Creed,
that's creepy.
the
Yeah.
Burger King guy's got kind of a pedo vibe a little bit. So
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah, that
I mean,
it
like
is.
Burger King is, you know, feel free to eat.
Your
there,
mascots
but,
to stay away from schools. You know?
Yeah,
Right,
but
right.
I had that moment where I was thinking like, we got some creepy stuff here too. Just
Yeah.
a different, it's a different creepy. But
It
it's
is.
still creepy.
It's very not good.
Yeah. It still manages to make the money, so I mean, they're doing something.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, man.
It's on
About the money.
The almighty dollar.
The almighty
No.
dollar.
So what would you guys say is the best TV show of all time then?
That's such a loaded question.
Yeah.
Best TV show.
I
Of
can
all
I'm a
think
big
of a
fan.
couple-
I'm a big fan of Fresh Prince.
Back then or now?
anytime. I get
Yeah, I'd probably agree with it.
So
Yeah.
I got a
Fresh
couple that kind of like
Futurama, man.
Oh, Futurama.
Futurama.
Yeah, Futurama's
South
killer.
Park.
Yeah.
South Park's a good one.
I feel like
I
it's
love
like a
Futurama.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like a similar thing with sports, where if you say such and such person is the best football or basketball player of all time, there's like multiple
That's so
answers.
subjective. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say
Yeah.
it's kind of like you can have multiple answers that people won't be mad at. Like if you like, so like for
Safe answers, yeah.
yeah. So I think like show wise, I think like The Wire is up there for a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
Like in
Yeah.
terms of critical acclaim, like people respect that show a lot.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad's up there.
I mean, bad, like to you, though. What is you? It can be total garbage as long as it's like.
It's
best
funny because
to
I
you.
know I know one of my answers that this is just like it can change on the day, but like one answer because the show was done now, that I know Brian, possibly Josh may like Scrubs.
Scrubs is
Freaking
good.
love
No,
Scrubs.
Scrubs is
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
I've
so
seen
The
every
first
episode of
season's
Scrubs.
awesome,
Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry, I might have gotten that reversed. But yeah,
Body
Scrubs.
Down.
Yeah.
Scrubs is so funny.
The thing that I liked about Scrubs a lot, and it kind of like what I and it's basically it's the reason I saw Garden State, like oh Zach Braff, and it's like the same tone,
Right.
like of dramedy stuff. Like I thought that show towed the line. I thought that show was like the perfect dramedy, towing
Yeah.
the line between
Yeah, it
like
was good.
Yeah.
slapstick,
Right.
bust a gut, like hilarious, funny moments.
Zach Braff is
Also,
funny.
But tackling issues at the same time.
But yeah,
Yeah.
giving you moments that like had genuine emotional depth to
Yeah.
them too. So it's like that. Any show that can do that for me is really good.
Yeah.
But there's a bunch of like I'm kind of a premature old man where I kind of avoided the streaming stuff for like a long time just
Right.
because I thought I'd have an addictive personality with binge watching shows, and
Oh.
I was right.
Yeah.
But one show that I binged the crap out of recently that is probably near the top of my list now is The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. It's really good.
That was,
Oh, yeah.
I've been wanting to watch
Yep.
that.
Yeah,
I
it's-
know
yeah,
what
I've been
you're
wanting to
talking
watch that
about.
too.
That
Oh, I
was
got
a-
it. I got it. So
Yeah, go
this
ahead.
isn't my favorite show of all time, but I believe just about everybody could agree that it is probably the most successful show of all time, which would be The Office.
The Office.
Oh, The Office. Yeah, The
I was
Office
just
is
gonna
up
say
there.
I
that, yeah.
literally couldn't sleep last night. Was watching
The Office.
Yeah,
The Office on
Everybody
YouTube.
loves
Yeah.
The Office.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's another.
Yep.
That's like Michael Jordan or Kareem. Or
Yep.
like it's like
Yep.
a safe answer. It's like
Yeah.
I just thought The Office kind of relied too much on the dynamic of being uncomfortable around Mike.
Sure.
Michael just
Yeah.
the way he would
Yeah.
react to things, and watching other people react to how he reacted to things.
The whole show
Yeah.
is
That was
really
like a big
uncomfortable and like dry.
Yeah,
very
there are
dry.
certain times when I have
liked
to
it,
don't
get me
like
wrong,
I
but
have to
that
like
was
walk
what
away.
it
For
It's
was.
like cringy. It's like,
I have
"Ugh."
kind of low threshold, which is
They're not gonna be like
Right.
he could come back and be incredibly sweet about something like when Pam in her
The art
art
show. That's the
yeah.
first
Yeah.
thing.
When he made
about it.
Pam
First
cry,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he could be really cool in some moments.
Pinnacle moments. Parks and Rec was pretty
That's
good.
my next thing.
Parks
yeah.
I
and
only
What'd you
watched
say?
the
Yeah.
first 2 seasons of that, and I loved
Yeah.
it. I just never finished watching it. I don't know.
I love Amy Poehler is also another
I
one.
do
for me.
like
Like
Amy
it's like Zach
Poehler, yeah.
Braff for me too. It's like
Yeah.
it's like oh Amy Poehler's doing something. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I used to like How I Met
enjoyed
Your
it.
Mother a lot. It used
Yeah,
to be one of my
yeah.
favorite
That
shows.
theme song is so catchy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my sister is a big fan of that.
Can't sing because I don't want to get sued. But,
Yeah.
but yeah, that show's great.
I'm
Yeah.
currently binge watching through all The Simpsons.
Mhm.
I'm on season 7,
The
and
Simpsons,
I've
I
still
think,
got
is right up there with
hundreds of
Futurama is like the best animated show.
I just wish
We
that
know Brian's
Futurama
preference,
had
though.
gotten 32 years and Simpson had gotten 5 or 6, depending on how you want to look at it,
Yeah.
or 8 if you count some of the the movies of seasons. And
But I
Yeah.
think I agree with your point, but I think going back to like Breaking Bad or like The Wire, shows that like knew when to cut it. I think history has treated them more kindly. Like if you think
Yeah.
about Breaking Bad,
Yeah, Breaking
is-
Bad was at the peak of their success.
Yeah.
When they
Yeah,
cut
like
it.
6
And that was good
seasons.
for 'em.
Yeah, they cut
People
off-
hated it at the time, but
The
it was.
Wire stopped.
Yeah.
You know, actually, I can't believe I didn't name check this one. One of my other all time favorite shows, and I thought it was gone too soon, was The Newsroom. Aaron Sorkin. That was like
Oh.
earlier 2010s.
Right.
And that show I thought was super great. Being like a journalism grad, like watching that show, that was like, you know,
That was perfect, right?
yeah, it's like watching like Sports Night if you're like a big sports person, you know, like
Yeah.
certain shows that you're just like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big Walking Dead fan.
Yeah.
I like that
Walking
show.
Dead's good.
I mean, I don't really kind of kept up with like the later seasons because that was one of
Yeah,
the shows that
first
they've
few
kind of
seasons
dragged
are
on
great,
too
yeah.
long.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
first few are really
I think
great.
it's a good show. I think it's just like you're saying, like, you know, the longer you stay, it's harder
Yeah.
to maintain that momentum. Same
That's
thing
kind of what happened with
bands,
Game of
too.
Thrones. Like everybody loved Game of Thrones
I've never
until the
seen
last
an episode of
season.
Game of Thrones.
I
Because
have.
I'm
yeah.
afraid that I would just fall straight down that rabbit hole. 'Cause
Yeah.
I
You
like
will.
that whole
Right.
genre,
If you're into
Oh,
that
yeah,
sort
that's
of
a
medieval
huge
So
stuff,
show.
one of these days I will.
it's
watch it.
basically Skyrim as a TV show.
I tried to.
Yeah.
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 I like the game Skyrim. I'm like the only person to ever say that. I don't like
Wow.
anything that Bethesda.
Did you used to like Skyrim until you?
Watch the show.
No, I was gonna say until you took an arrow to the knee.
Yeah.
Ah.
I used to be an
Oh.
adventurer. Even I know that one, yeah.
I forgot my sense of humor. That's why I was like, oh my god.
I do all the puns.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
Got
you,
all
so you
puns.
don't like anything Bethesda has put out. Is that what you said?
Well, okay, I don't like the Fallout series.
I don't either.
Everything. It's grab a bunch of crap and try to sell it. It's I don't know. And
For people
I
who
didn't
can't see this, they're
Skyrim.
fighting
I
right now
tried
and they're
to
hand to
play
hand.
Skyrim like 4 or 5 times. I just can't get into
I
it.
think the thing
New
about it is,
Vegas was about the only thing they've ever done that I actually kind of.
yeah, New Vegas is okay.
Yeah.
I think Skyrim is more fun if you don't even like do the story. You just
I know, but
wander
just
about.
Something about it, man. I just couldn't get into it. I don't like their style of games.
Sure.
Just their particular engine and the way they do things is just not mine.
Who's that? Bethesda?
Bethesda's.
Yeah.
Boy, they lost some goodwill with that whole, you know,
Fallout 76
that
thing.
Fallout 76.
Yeah.
That was a disaster. But that's been, you know, dissected to death.
Are they the same guys that did Doom? Or is that someone different?
That's id.
That's
id
id.
Studios, yeah.
I like Naughty Dog a lot.
Yeah.
Last
The
of
new
Us
Doom,
Part
Doom
2.
2016
I
is
am
so
excited
good.
for
Oh,
I'm
that.
yeah.
so excited.
Yeah.
Last
The-
of Us 2, yeah.
Yeah,
man.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, man.
The guys are a little more well versed in video game world than I
Yeah, I
am
play
at
all.
this
I don't
point.
watch TV. I play video
Yeah.
games.
Same.
Right, right.
But I keep my ear to the ground on some stuff, and Naughty Dog
too.
is one of the few companies that kind
Mhm.
of got to my attention. I thought the first Last of Us was like an Oscar-winning movie. I just watched the
Yeah,
cuts
it's
on
one of
Yes,
the
it.
best
it's
stories
so
ever.
good.
I thought
Yeah.
like it was like
Can you believe that was back on the PS3, and we're getting ready
Yeah.
to launch the PS5 this year?
And the whole
Yeah.
Uncharted
Wow.
series is like
oh yeah, also
so
also
good.
Naughty Dog
And they did Crash Bandicoot. Like,
and
come
Crash
on.
Bandicoot. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could play Crash Bandicoot inside of the one of their games.
Uncharted or
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Uncharted.
yeah,
Or
one
they
Uncharted
could-
I think it would make more sense
You
for
can sit in the
Uncharted.
couch and play with your girlfriend or wife
Yeah.
or whatever she is.
Yeah.
They're starting to do. They do that with Doom too, where you can go
Yeah,
inside
you
and play
can
the
get
old
different
old school
levels of the
Doom.
Classic Doom.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Some cool
Yeah, they get the
mods.
new Doom coming out this year, actually.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
a huge,
delayed
huge Mortal
again.
Kombat fan. I love Mortal Kombat.
Finish him.
The 11 is it the new one?
11's the one they just came out with.
Yeah.
I
It's
can
good.
tell you the lore of
It's on
like
Game Pass,
every
I don't
character
like
in the
it.
game. Like
Yeah.
I love Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I've been following that. It's pretty interesting, with the Joker and the T1000 and everything like that. They have all kinds of crazy characters.
Yeah.
They should throw Batman and like Harley Quinn in there. I think. Oh, they do have Harley Quinn, don't they?
Yeah, they did like a Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat versus
Yeah.
DC game.
Yeah.
And
But
she's
not
got that
Marvel.
movie on now, too.
Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey,
that's right.
yeah.
Birds of
Yeah.
Prey,
Yeah. It looks
What's her name?
looks
What
okay.
is that?
Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie and
If they,
yeah.
I'm not excited about the movie
I
because
just wanted
I'm
to hear
not a
you
big
say
Harley
it.
Quinn fan. But if I think to do it right, they need to go back into her backstory about how she was like the Joker's therapist and like
Yeah.
explore
Yeah.
that because
Yeah.
that's
Hey,
like
the
the
Arkham-
interesting part of her.
Arkham
Yeah.
Asylum games really
Yeah,
gets into
her
How she
backstory
started
is
out.
honestly more interesting than her character. Like once you like
how she got to where she is.
Yeah, the
She was a
dynamic-
straight
yeah.
and then ended up
the
becoming
dynamic
what is.
between her and the Joker is interesting, but like her as a villain, it's like
Yeah, like Stockholm Syndrome.
you have no
type
powers. You're
feeling.
not that
Yeah.
threatening, you know.
Yeah.
And they just released the test footage for Robert Pattinson's Batman.
Batman.
Very limited,
Mm.
but
Wait, Robert Pattinson's going to be
Yeah,
Batman?
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I got nothing against him because I mean, I wasn't a Twilight guy.
I'm gonna be there either way.
Yeah, I mean, I'd
Yeah.
watch it, but
I mean, Christian
that's
Bell
good. I
is
never
some
thought
big
of it.
shoes to fill. I think
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I think
he
so.
was a great Batman.
yeah.
He was.
I didn't like Ben Affleck.
Yeah,
in the,
I don't
the
think
Batman
anybody
versus
did.
Superman movie.
I've never seen that either because
Yeah.
Don't.
something told me not to watch it.
It's just not good.
I'm pretty easy to please, so I'm usually pretty okay with all of them.
Yeah.
I acknowledge that like kind of the George Clooney and
Oh,
Val
the
Kilmer
old
ones are kinda-
Joel Schumacher
Val
ones.
Kilmer's
Joe
good.
Schumacher,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Clooney probably gets the worst of it out of the bunch, probably.
Bat
but-
nipples.
Jack Nicholson, I
Yeah.
think, was Batman.
Yeah.
No, he was the
He was
Joker.
the
He was the Joker in the first one.
But if you think about, like,
1990 Tim Burton one,
Yeah.
I think he was probably just
89.
miscast because if you think about it, like George Clooney is a great actor. It's just
Yeah.
it's kind of like not probably the right fit.
I think he was just taking it for publicity. He was just like, let me try it, at the time.
I'll
So.
be a fan of his forever just because of Oh Brother Where Art Thou.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Soggy Bottom Boys.
Soggy
I
Bottom
love
Boys.
that movie.
That's a good
I'm a
song.
sucker for that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a really good movie.
Oh yeah. That was like 03 or 2000.
I think
Something
that
like
was,
yeah.
yeah, I think it was
Early
probably around
2000s.
03. Yeah, early 2000s.
Yeah.
The Coen brothers.
Oh yeah. Coen
Yeah.
Brothers are. Yeah, they're.
Didn't they just come up with something recent, I think, didn't they?
One of the brothers did, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
The last one of that sort that I remember was like Tarantino doing like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but I don't know if the Coen brothers did something. I saw Joaquin got the Oscar for Joker. I was-
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then had some weird rant about cows and
Yeah, he did
Yeah.
something weird.
Well, yeah,
Some weird,
he's an
speech.
he's a. I think he's kind of like an interesting guy. Like I think he, I don't know. He's interesting.
I think
Yeah.
regardless of what you believe, if you're not a vegan, it was just cool to see that the first thing he did when he won his award was use his platform to talk about something that was important to him. See,
Yeah.
about social
Yeah.
injustice. He talked about racism, and he talked
Yeah.
about
I
like
I thought it was genuine. I thought it was
Yeah.
yeah,
genuine.
he talked
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
veganism, which is he's a vegan, it's
Yeah, he
regardless of where
practices
is
what he
on that.
preaches.
Oh yeah,
He
because
did.
every vegan has to tell you within 3 seconds of
Yeah.
talking
Oh, of
to them.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he talked about racism and kind of the things that are going on in the country, things like that.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of cool because he didn't once say like gloat about his
No,
award
yeah.
or anything. He was just
Right.
kind of being
I do
genuine.
think he's a good guy. I
Yeah.
think like he just like I think has like a little bit. I don't know him personally. I have no basis to base this on. But like it appears as though he is like he's maybe a little bit shy or like has
I
a little
think
bit of
so.
social anxiety, and which I can totally relate to that.
Yeah.
So I kind of saw that as like him trying to communicate something that came from a good place and maybe like people can take it the wrong way, but that's more on like people taking it the wrong way.
I think
he's
people-
not a bad guy.
I think people
Yeah.
thought he was being
Yeah.
preachy or something.
Yeah,
But
I think
Yeah.
that's just him. Like it came from a good place, and if you're coming from a good place,
Yeah.
I don't think you should really be maligned. Really,
Yeah.
for that. He's not like trying to. I think if you're not trying to like hurt anyone or exclude anyone, how much damage are you really doing? And how upset
Exactly.
can you really
Yeah.
And if you can
Yeah.
stand on a stage like that and win an Oscar and not once
Yeah.
be like, I deserve this award or
Yeah.
anything like that, just talk about like an important
Yeah.
issue is
Yeah.
pretty cool to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also just like his performances. Like, there's like a few
He's a
guys
great
that
actor,
I think
yeah.
are
Yeah.
like just
The
like.
Joker? That was
Yeah.
a dark movie, man.
Yeah,
It's
no, but
always too
his
dark for
performances
me.
in general, like Walk the Line is one of my favorite.
Yeah.
really
That's-
dark
good.
movies.
I was
Like,
gonna say mine too. Yeah.
Like he's like, it's kind of like Danny Carey from Tool. Like you can
Yep.
always count on him. He has like a certain
That's right.
pedigree that like
Mhm.
you expect greatness from him. Or like Michael Jordan when he was playing. Like it's like
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix, DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Like I think
Yeah,
Daniel
DiCaprio's
Day-Lewis
great.
retired. I think, but like Daniel Day-Lewis is like
Yeah, he's
He's
retired
gonna
now.
kill it every single time.
Yeah.
Incredible work ethic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp's
Johnny
up
Depp.
there. Like,
he's
just
he's
disappeared.
king of crazy characters. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I love about him.
Just
Yeah.
like really mess with people. Like I don't know, like Johnny Depp does like a sitcom like, or something. It's like my next challenge.
Yeah. I could. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't
if
think
see
he would.
him
I
doing
don't, I don't know him, but like I
Yeah.
don't see him doing that.
Right.
But like if he, I don't know, it would be certainly interesting to just
It
flip
would
the
be.
script, a little bit.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
home. Little laugh track.
Yeah. The whole applause sign.
Yeah.
That would be weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, laugh now. Or,
He just like slips into like Jack Sparrow for like 10 seconds and then just enough for you to notice, then he goes back.
or what he does is he has that character, but it's just something different. And he just likes a lot of beer, and he just has like a beer gut, and he just comes out, and he's just that character.
That makes me think of the.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you guys saw the Super Bowl commercial with Jason Momoa.
Mm-mm.
No.
He,
When he takes all the
when he takes
stuff off? Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So for those who are listening that don't know, Jason Momoa is an actor. He played Aquaman. He's
Yeah.
very noticeably very
Muscular
muscular,
guy.
large individual.
He's a large
And-
Hawaiian.
Yes, and in the
Is that what he is,
commercial,
is Hawaiian?
I think
Is
so,
he
yeah.
Hawaiian?
Oh.
Hawaiian or Samoan or something like that.
yeah, and in the commercial, he like is basically stripping off what appear to be like prosthetic muscle, like biceps and triceps and like
Yeah.
other muscle appendages,
Yeah.
showing him to be a much less physically formidable looking person.
Yeah.
And it's just hilarious.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not doing it justice talking about it, but like in the commercial, it's actually like very
It's on
funny.
YouTube. You
Yeah,
can
it's on,
check it out
it's
on
on YouTube. Go
Yeah,
watch it.
you can go
Yeah.
watch it.
Shout out to YouTube.
Shout out to
Shout out to
YouTube.
YouTube.
We got a bunch of shout outs today.
Yeah. Hey, we use YouTube, so
Yeah, I do too. I watch a ton of YouTube.
Yeah, obviously, you gotta pause.
Yeah, I got it paused. I got it paused on the H3 podcast there. I was watching it before you
Is
guys
that
showed up.
watch
Ethan
Yeah.
from H3, right?
Ethan from
no,
H3,
he's
yeah,
good.
that's him right there.
Yeah, yeah,
He's,
yeah.
They're doing an ad right now. They're doing an ad read.
No, he's
All I ever watch
cool.
is get Pay Money Wubby on Twitch. You ever?
Pay Money Wubby?
Yeah. Just,
Yeah,
gotta
the
check him out.
interesting thing about YouTube is I think it's as far as like the rapid use of it for creation, I think its days are limited. Not for viewers, but since like the adpocalypse thing, people are having a hard time like making money on YouTube. I feel like there's
Yeah.
gonna be
People
like
will
a
flee.
new there's gonna be like a new app or something that people are gonna use.
Well, it's like people are fleeing Twitch, going to Mixer now, is it? Or is
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know
Yeah,
that.
new
Okay.
platforms are coming up too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they've been
Yep.
so heavy-handed with the way they deal out and how unevenly they deal out suspensions or punishments to people.
Yeah.
If you're a popular Twitch personality, you don't get a slap on the wrist. If you're somebody who's struggling to make a living on it, you get a 5-day suspension for something minuscule, and that's a big cut into your revenues.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So people are jumping off the platform.
Actually, his latest video, he goes off on that, where he's just like, I'm trying to make a living here, make interesting content, and they're shutting me down because they have all these rules, and he's
I just don't see
Yeah.
the point.
It's
I just
just
don't see the
a
point
thing.
in the rules. Like,
Ridiculous.
some people do what they
Yeah.
want.
It's arbitrary. It's completely arbitrary if you look at how they. It's not even how they give out the punishments on Twitch.
Yeah.
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 And it's unfortunate, for like how many different types of content creators use, not only Twitch but YouTube, like musicians,
Yeah.
comedians,
YouTube's demonetizing
filmmakers.
everything now.
Yeah, no, it's
Everything.
unfortunate because really for a lot of we can relate to it a lot as bands, but also like really any sort of content creator, like in the age where a lot of things are streamed or given away for free.
Yeah.
You look for other ways to kind of like fund your endeavors. 'Cause
yeah.
part of it's just breaking
Yeah.
even,
Yeah.
and that certainly doesn't help. And it kind of discourages people from using the platform. That
Yeah.
was really to a certain point an integral avenue for people to get their stuff out there.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate. I hope it changes. I don't know if it will, but we'll see.
I think it's just it might be a temporary thing, but I don't know. It's just too early to tell.
I hate to
Yeah, we-
cut short, but I gotta get out of here.
I know.
Josh has
got work.
I was just about to
I gotta
wrap
go.
it down.
I gotta be at work. Yeah, I mean, you guys can talk if you want.
I'm on
But
vacation.
I gotta go to work.
All right,
I
well-
work at Guitar Center. Teach drums there. If you guys know anyone.
Yeah.
Plug.
Shout out.
These drum lessons.
Plug
Yeah.
podcast.
That's
You're
Josh
listening?
Napier.
Plug
at
your
Guitar
plug
Center.
yourself
Yeah.
before you
Yeah. If
before
you're
you head
listening
out.
and you need some drum lessons, you live in Gainesville, come and see me. I'll hook you
Yeah.
up.
All right. Cool.
Speaking of plugs, just to get one up for the band. So we're Mike and the Nerve from right here in Gainesville. MikeandTheNerve.com basically has all our stuff: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon. We're everywhere on the internet, but MikeandTheNerve.com, and we're at Mike and the Nerve pretty much everywhere else.
All right. Well, we'll wrap it up then. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for doing this, you
Thank
guys.
you so much
Appreciate
for
it.
having us, man.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
It was an awesome time.
Maybe we'll do it again sometime and talk about some more movies.
Yeah,
Excellent.
we'd like that.
Excellent.
We'd like that
Anytime.
for sure.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Subscribe to gsmpodcast.com. We're at www.instagram.com at gsmpod11. If you want to go check us out, check out mikeandnerve.com. And where are you guys going to be? Plug real quick where you guys going to be at coming up soon.
Yeah, we will be at Lucy's May 1st here in Gainesville. Will be our next show, and keep an eye out for our next album coming later this year, very soon.
All right, cool. Thank you, Mike and the Nerve.
Thanks everybody for listening.
Took the same one way always, and it has got me. Self-deprecating, single-mindedness.
Have a good one. Thank you.
To sell your soul as he sells his name. The puppeteers and
My first podcast.
Right on.
Second podcast.
Well, I guess first podcast because the other one was radio.